As promised, folks, it is time for a new 7-round Dallas Cowboys mock draft. Free agency is winding down / might kind of be over at this point for the Dallas Cowboys. We will break down that 7-round mock draft I did for you guys in just a second, but March Madness here, we are doing what I'm calling the Micah decision pool. Pick the date Micah Parsons signs or gets traded. I think he signs, but I'll acknowledge both there. Venmo me at WhatGoingDowney, $5 to enter. We will do the Venmo 50-50, split the pot there. The Venmo's at WhatGoingDowney. If you need to, you can go to chatsports.com/Micah to see any and all entries that have been made so far. I'll update those as soon as I get those Venmos. I'll put all of the instructions in the comments and the description, by the way. Now, reminder, the Cowboys draft picks have changed thanks to trades early in free agency. They've got their first, second, third, no fourth, 3 5s, 149, 171, 174, 2 6s at 204, 211, and a pair of 7s, 239 and 247. So 3 real picks to try to fill needs before you get to kind of the mid to late part of day 3. The sim, I used the PFN sim on this one. I think they're a little bit better, especially with some of their early picks. I think it's just a little bit more reflective of how things might end up going. Cam Ward goes 1, Abdul Carter 2, Shadur Sanders 3, Travis Hunter 4, Mason Graham 5, Ashton Genty 6, Armand Membu goes 7, Will Johnson, kind of surprised with that one, goes 8, Will Campbell goes 9, Shamar Stewart and Tyler Booker off the board at 10 and 11, which means for me, I think there's a no-brainer pick here. It's T-Mac. Tetairoa McMillan at number 12. If he falls to 12, this would be a value on my board. He has a first-round grade for me. I think he is a fantastic fit as a wide receiver, too. What you're aiming for is the Jamar Chase-Higgins combination, where Chase can do everything. He's a dynamic wide receiver 1, just like CeeDee Lamb. And Tetairoa McMillan is that bigger body on the outside, who I think if he had tested, both guys tested fully, probably would have tested out pretty similarly. He moves very well for someone his size. He actually has done good slot stuff, actually. Like, for a player that's normally sees 6'5", 210 listed size, they're leggy, they're stiff. He makes guys miss. He is not a stiff football player. He is great in contested catches. He has fantastic body control. He does a great job on the backside dig, which is where the Cowboys, when they've been on, have had success. When they've been off, have had real issues there. He's not as physical as you might think for someone of that size. I don't think he is a burner, but I don't think he is slow either. He's a mid-4-5s guy. I take him in round 1, no complaints. Others who are on the board, I do believe the Cowboys like Micah Williams. That is not the route I would go. Matthew Golden is receiver. I'm higher on Luther Burden. I don't think he's going to go as early. That's fine, so I'll kind of just leave him off and not judge there. But Golden, I think, is an option too, especially with speed. I'm not going to be mad about that one. Tyler Warren was there. Jalen Walker. Cowboys would never take Jahdae Barron, but I would love him. He's awesome. Who do you want to draft in round 1? Let me know in the comments section of today's show. Who do you want to take for the Cowboys with that top pick in the first round? It's the pinned comment, so if the ad comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there and let me know. Some sim picks in round 2. Carson Schwarzenegger to the 49ers. Quinshad Judkins and a lot of the other backs off the board. The Bears took him there at 41. Cam Williams goes 39. Ariante Ursary goes 38. Nick Scorton goes 35. Some notable players who were on the board here: Harold Fannin, Xavier Watts, Landon Jackson, Trey Amos, who I'm kind of intrigued by. Cam Scatteraboo was the best running back on the board. So instead of going back, we'll see what the board looks like in round 3 with Henderson and Judkins, and all those guys were gone, by the way. So it was a running back heavy, top 40 picks-ish. I'm going to take a Blue Star special, and that's Benjamin Morrison, the cornerback out of Notre Dame. If you are worried about the hurt corner when you've got one hurt corner, I get it. But if healthy, I think we'd be discussing Benjamin Morrison as a true first-round pick. I liked all of what I have seen from Benjamin Morrison in his college career. This is, I think, a potential number 1 corner on the outside. The biggest thing is the medicals. His hip surgery is a red flag for teams, and it was the second hip surgery. I don't think he is a 4.3, low 4.4 runner. I think he probably would have been low to mid 4.5, somewhere in that range. He's got fantastic ball skills, though. 9 picks in 31 games. He's got solid size. He will try and compete in the run game. He's just good at playing corner. And if the medical checks out, which might not, it's a very real concern, this would be a strong pick for the Cowboys in round 2, but it makes his range very uncertain at this time. Over to the third round. TJ Sanders off the board. Princely McMillan. Dylan Sampson is gone at 71. Mason Taylor, Jalen Noel off the board at 70 and 68. So with no Sampson, I'll take another highly rated back on my board, R.J. Harvey out of Central Florida. Now, the nice part about round 3 is there's like 7 backs you can argue should go in this range. I'll take the explosive runner in R.J. Harvey. Back-to-back years of well over 1,400 yards. He has consistently averaged over 6 yards per carry. He's a bit of an older prospect. He missed 2021, began his career back in 2019. But for a third-round pick, instant impact, game breaker at running back, yeah, I'm in here. Second in the nation with 32 carries of at least 15 yards. I think Genty was 1, by the way, for those of you wondering on that one there. He can do some pass-catching stuff for you. He will try to bounce things too early. He will. He's fumbled 3 times in each of his last 3 seasons, but he can do pass-catching stuff for you. He is a explosive playmaker, too. 4.4 speed is legit. The shuttle was kind of surprisingly low. This is a big play generator who fits very well with the combination of Javonte Williams and or Miles Sanders. I have a third-round grade on Harvey. He is a damn good player. This is my type of back. I want backs that can create big plays, and that's pretty much all R.J. Harvey did at Central Florida. Others who are on the board, Josiah Stewart, Ozzie Trapillo if you want a right tackle, Jordan Phillips if you want some more run-stopping help. DJ Giddens was the other top back I considered. Again, the other top guys were all off the board there. Jonas Avanaia was also available. Now, if you ran the Cowboys in an ideal world, what round would you want the Cowboys to draft a running back? Let me know in the comments section of today's show. We will go a touch faster on the day 3 picks, but I'm going to take C.J. West here, defensive tackle out of Indiana. I like him. He is not going to be a elite pressure player. That's not his job. His job for me is to be a run stopper who can line up at 1 technique and 3 technique. The athletic testing was shockingly good. Also worth an asterisk because he did like half of it. So sometimes those are a bit of a fake of the athletic testing there. I don't think he's going to be a premier pass rusher, but I do think he can be a run stopper for you. I'd probably put him at 1 technique on third down stuff if I need to, and I think early downs he could be a 3 technique for you with a better nose guard alongside. But he's got the ability to play both. He's just a solid, dirty work player that you need on your offense or on your defensive line. I would fully expect the Cowboys to draft a quarterback on day 3, and if Quinn Ewers is there, that makes sense. I think the Cowboys like him, and I know he had a good conversation at the Combine informally that I would not be surprised if Quinn ends up being a 30 visit for Dallas. I don't think he counts as a Dallas day. I know Nick Harris will have those details eventually for us there. Look, Ewers needs time because his footwork is a disaster class. I think he needs 2 years to fix his mechanics. But send him to the 3D school that helped Dak fix his mechanics. I think he's got a high football IQ. He had a good command of the Sark offense. The arm talent is there, just doesn't always show up because the footwork is so bad. I think this quarterback class is not very good. I don't think the quarterbacks will go as early as some might be mocking. If that's the case, Ewers could slide down. Or someone else, probably not Chuck, but like Will Howard or Dylan Gabriel or McCord or whatever. Let's go other 5th-round pick here. Upton Stout. I'm going to double dip a corner. I got my outside guy in Benjamin Morrison and a nickel option in Stout. I want my nickels to be like a little bit insane. Like, be physical, have that dog in you, make plays on the ball, and be a willing run support player. Even though you're small, You got to be able to hit and make tackles. Upton Stout can do that. He is a good run support player. He moved all over the secondary. I think that profile makes him a really good day 3 pick. I don't think he should make it to the 5th round, but NFL hates small guys. The 30-inch arms are going to be a concern for teams, including the Dallas Cowboys. But I see he can do corner. He could do some safety stuff. He can definitely be a nickel. He's tiny. He's 5'8.5", 181. But he will compete and fight at the nickel spot, and I like that. Now, what do you think should be the bigger focus for the Cowboys in the NFL draft? O for offense, D for defense. Let me know in the comments section of today's show. 6th round, let's just throw some darts out here. Teddy Buchanan, the linebacker out of Cal, who had transferred from UC Davis. I'm very intrigued by him. This is, I think, the range he ends up going. Chance he goes earlier, but who's to say? The tackle production was good. Is a little bit deceptive. A lot of the tackles from Buchanan were not he made the play. It was, he got there and helped. I think his run support instincts, his overall run stopping defense needs work. But he is a fantastic athlete. He's really good. The 4.64 40-yard dash, the 40-inch vert, the 10.05 broad. The split numbers came in a little bit lower on the official side. I think that there's special teams value and instincts and coverage. And I can make that work as I get beyond the mid to late part of and into the mid to late part of day 3. Tyrion Ingram Dawkins, the DT from Georgia. This is all traits pick. And at 211, you can do all traits picks. It's fine. You're banking on not the production here. He did have 8 TFLs and 3 sacks. A kind of insane ratio here with 19 tackles that you don't see very often. Less than 900 career snaps, has missed way too many tackles. The pressure rate was 6.4%. But day 3, for a team that really wants to stop the run so they claim, this can be a run stopper for you. This can offer inside-outside flex at 6'4", almost 6'5", 276 with 33-inch arms. He can do defensive tackle. He can do edge stuff. You could kick him inside to third downs if you want to at nose guard. He did some stand-up stuff very briefly at Georgia and did some nose guard stuff. That's kind of unique there. So the inside-outside flex and the really impressive athletic traits make it a worthwhile dart throw. Now, we will have more Cowboys videos for you all season long. YouTube.com/@CowboysTV for more free Cowboys YouTube videos. Next up is Donovan Edwards. And why not? Why not 7th round, take a flyer in a loaded class and double dip at the position? There was a point, specifically in 2022, where, we were like, hey, is Donovan Edwards the best running back in college football? He had 991 yards on 140 carries. He was wildly impactful. He has not been good the last 2 years at Michigan. There are injury red flags here that I think you have to vet, but you're kind of throwing a dart. Can the great athlete, because, 4.4 40-yard dash at 5'11", 205 is a pretty good combination. He is a talented player. It's, do you get the talent out of him with all the injury concerns? So should the Cowboys double dip at running back? Y for yes, N for no. Let me know in the comments section of today's show. I'm going to double dip here and go not double dip, but I'm going to add a special teamer again. That's Dan Jackson. I don't think he's going to be a key defender for you. But this is your 2026 CJ Goodwin replacement. That's what this is here. The production was okay for Georgia. 2 TFLs, 2 INTs, but he was a combine snub. His pro day testing was really, really impactful. The Cowboys never draft Georgia players, but Matt Eberflus went to the Georgia Pro Day, so maybe things could change on that front. So to recap, the Cowboys mock draft picks here. Round 1, number 12, T-Mac, Tetairoa McMillan. Benjamin Morrison on Notre Dame, round 2. R.J. Harvey, round 3. C.J. West, Quinn Ewers, and Upton Stout, the defensive tackle, the quarterback, and the corner in round 5. Teddy Buchanan in round 6. Tyrion Ingram Dawkins in round 6 as well. Donovan Edwards and Dan Jackson, Michigan and Georgia running back, safety, respectively. As a reminder, you can get in on the Micah Parsons decision pool. Pick the date Micah signs or is traded. Go to chatsports.com/Micah to see any entries. Venmo me at @WhatGoingDowney, $5 with the date you have. You can do a bunch of entries if you want there. And we'll do a 50-50 split the pot to get in.